It's been an incredible day, absolutely packed to the gunnels with a record number of delegates. Obviously, it's such a credit to the sector to think that so many people come out on a Saturday to come to a conference like this, to be able to be part of a great big community of early learning and childcare. That is just, I think that's phenomenal. And the whole day has just been so positive and vibrant and full of all sorts of learning and conversation and debate. I think starting with the little children coming from one of our services, our two Stay, Play and Learn, and Chester's Nursery and Camstradden Primary, all those children coming along to perform, to sing the song that they wrote, along with Katrina Mackay and Chris Stout, the incredible musicians. They together collaborated to write that song, the lyrics and the music, and for them to come along and sing Believe in Me for all of the delegates at the start was just, oh my goodness, it's quite emotional. And I think everyone is saying that they found it incredibly emotional. The children were just brilliant. Having Claire English agree to come along and chair our Early Years Scotland conference once more has been just wonderful, because she's such an incredible chair. She's so professional, and knowing that she doesn't matter what happens in a conference, Claire makes sure that everything just seems to happen in a wonderful way, and she's never fazed no matter what, and makes the whole day so interactive. So that's really quite key, I think, to an excellent conference. We've obviously had a focus on much more technology than usual throughout the day. We did venture into that world of technology. We were, some of us, a little bit nervous about doing that, just in case it didn't work, but it looks like it's worked really well. And to be able to get the kind of thoughts of the audience in that way very quickly, so that they vote on their smartphones and we get some sense of what people are thinking, and a kind of poll at the drop of a hat, has been wonderful to just get that temperature gauge of what people are thinking. So that's been a first for us, to use technology in our conference in that respect. We clearly have had some firsts, other firsts. We had the Care Inspectorate in Education Scotland, Janie McManus and Catherine Agnew, coming along to reveal for the very first time ever the first draft of the new shared inspection framework, and that's a big event for the sector. So to have that revealed at our Early Years Scotland conference, I think, was quite special. And clearly the delegates were just sitting on the edge of their seats, desperate to hear what was coming, or what is coming. And then we have Michelle Doole, who's the head of our Professional Learning Academy, and as well as having the audience sing along, Michelle had some quite serious messages for the audience too, talking about the whole professional learning needs of the sector, and how much Early Years Scotland is very keen to engage with the sector so that we can help, along with other professional learning providers, to meet those needs as they increase and develop towards the expansion of early learning and childcare. We were delighted to have the Minister laying the ground and the landscape and informing everyone and reminding everyone what's actually happening. It's happening at such a pace across the sector, and to have the Minister informing everyone in that way and bringing everyone up to date in that way about the national picture was really so informative and valuable. And I would imagine that the delegates will be saying that that was an important point for them to be able to participate there. And then, of course, to top it all, we have had the one and only Professor Iram Siraj, who is renowned not just nationally but internationally for being the guru of quality in early learning and childcare. We couldn't have hoped to have had a better speaker, a more informed, incredible expert in that field. So that was just out of this world to have that opportunity from Professor Iram Siraj herself. Many people are using her books and her publications and her ideas and theories every day, but to have Professor Siraj in person was very, very special for us, Early Years Scotland, and for the sector. One of the incredible things that we could use the technology for today, that would not have been easy to do it had we not ventured into the world of technology, was to look at our own parent survey. And that is actually literally just happened this week, where 150 of our own parents we work with were surveyed to find out what they thought about some very hot topics that are around at this moment. And we got that survey, the survey results from our incredible Early Years Scotland practitioners who work directly with young children and their families in all sorts of local communities. And our practitioners invited their parents and whom they work with on a regular basis to let us know, what do you think about smacking being against the law? What do you think about the starting school age in Scotland? What do you think about a male member of staff in a nursery changing your baby's nappy? What do you think about if your son wanted to wear a dress to go to nursery? And lots of other questions. That was just so interesting, because not only did we hear what the majority of parents thought about some of those very complex and controversial in some cases issues, but we also got the opportunity to survey the audience, our delegates, the professionals on the spot, and to ask them, what do you think about those things? And then to ask the professionals, what do you think the parents said, before we revealed the parent results, and then we could compare and contrast. Do the professionals think in the same way as the parent groups? Is there a big difference there? And that was very exciting to be able to do that on the spot there and then. So I think that was another first for our conference, to enable us to do that. And then to ask the delegates themselves, the professionals, if you do have lots and lots of parents, or even a few parents, thinking in a way that's diametrically opposed to what you think, do you automatically think that the parent then needs to be educated? Or do you think, wait a minute, maybe I need to revisit? Let's open some kind of space for that discussion and that debate to happen, so that we can all revisit why we think what we think. And that was really interesting.